Spinal roll with side holds. Going to tuck our chin down to our chest, and we're going to round our spine as we roll our bodies down as far as we're able to. I'm using my hands to sort of guide myself as I roll forward till I touch the floor. Then we're going to rotate to one side and then to the other side, getting a nice stretch along the side body. Back to the middle, and then slowly rolling upwards, starting at the bottom of the spine and stacking each vertebrae on top of the other until we're back standing nice and tall. From the side, making sure feet are firmly planted, tuck the chin down and roll forward. And I'm trying to round my upper back. As you can see, I have some limited mobility there, but I'm trying my best to round my upper back. And I'm using my hands to support myself as I slide them down the front of my legs till I touch the floor. Then I rotate to one side, getting a nice stretch along the side of my body. Back to the other side. I have a soft bend in my knees. Back to the middle and slowly rolling up. And I'm trying to stack each vertebrae on top of the other until I'm nice and tall, and I'm maybe even a little bit taller than when I started. And one more time. Feet firmly planted. Tuck the chin and roll forward, rounding the shoulders in. And this time I'm going to go a little bit shallower so you can see you don't have to touch the floor. Rotate to one side. I still get a nice stretch along the side of my body. Back to the middle. Nice and tall. Neck warm-up series. We're going to start with chin to chest and then looking up at the ceiling. Keeping the mouth closed to get a nice stretch along the front of the neck and along the back as well. Only go as far as you're comfortably able to. Next, we're going to look over our shoulders. So we're going to turn our head to one side as far as we're comfortably able to. But each time I want you to try to look a little bit further, and this movement should just come from the neck, not from the shoulders. Making sure each movement is slow and controlled. Then we're going to do neck rolls, ear to shoulder, roll down along the front to the other side, stopping halfway and back. And we're going to do each of these 3 times in each direction. Shoulder and arm circles. So we're going to begin with just moving our shoulder, 3 circles to the back, and then we're going to change direction. Really focus on trying to move the shoulder to the full extent of its range of motion while holding your core tight. Then we're going to switch and do the same thing on the other side. Really focus on squeezing the shoulder up as high as you can and pushing it down as low as you can and bringing it all the way to the back and front. Trying to bring as much movement to that joint as possible. Then we're going to do big arm circles to the back, and I forgot to do them to the front. But while we circle to the back, we look back over our shoulder, and you can add a little twist in the torso, but make sure you look back over your shoulder. And then you should do them to the front as well. But then we're going to do arms together. So crossing them in front, big circles, really try to focus on pushing them all the way up over your head as high as possible and all the way as far back as you possibly can. Big movements. Gunslinger to thoracic press. So we're going to pretend like we're drawing pistols out of a holster, bring our palms up in front of our chest, reaching forward with the shoulders and rounding the upper back, and then a lateral flexion to one side and then the other side, focusing on stretching the side body. Bring the arms back in and actively push down to the floor. From the side, draw the hands up along the side of the body, actively pushing up, pushing out with our arms, trying to round that upper back as much as you possibly can. Look down between your arms and Flex your body to one side and then the other, and the movement should come from the middle of your spine, your thoracic spine. Bring the palms back towards the body and actively push down. Bringing the arms up along the side body, palms together, pushing the arms forward from the shoulders while bending the upper back, rounding the upper back, and flex to one side and the other. Thoracic bow and arrows. So like an archer draws a bow, bringing the arm beside you and behind you, keeping it at parallel, bringing the hand up and around back to center. And while you bring one arm back, you look over your shoulder and follow that hand with your eyes as you bring it back to the middle. Really reach forward with your front hand and really reach to the back with your back hand, getting a nice twist in the spine. Nice, slow, and controlled from the side. You can see that I'm keeping my arm as it draws back. I'm keeping it parallel to the ground and really reaching. This is shoulder protraction and retraction. So protraction is when one shoulder comes forward and the opposite shoulder moves backwards. This isn't a very big movement, but as you can see, it's my shoulders that are moving front and back. Arm swings, keeping the arms nice and loose, just twist from the waist and let your arms swing around and you'll get a nice little stretch through your thoracic spine. Lateral flexion is a side bend with an active reach up, and I'm pushing down with my lower arm and I'm bending to the side and looking up underneath my elbow to get a nice little stretch in my neck. Actively reaching up and down at the same time. Nice stretch along the side body. These are a spinal twist I call Welcome to My Home. Arms actively reaching forward. I look back as I sweep one arm back and bring it back to center. Twisting from the spine. Nice big stretch along my chest. I'm looking back over that shoulder. I've got a soft bend in my knees, but feet stay facing forward. Welcome to my home. Thank you for joining me.